Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here with a layout for the Kellybell Designs creative team, and I'm having a play with the Reservation Akershus collection. This is a digital kit offered in the shop. I will have links down below for you, and let me share with you some of the elements that I've printed. This first off is my photo, and the photo is going to fit inside this page starter. And look how beautiful. I think that you can tell immediately what theme this is. This is a dining experience with all of the princesses. And the photo that I'm using specifically was from the meet and greet with Belle. And then there are these gorgeous stained glass elements in the collection. And as soon as I saw those, I knew I had to play with those and have a chance to create with those. So that's what we're going to play up today. I've also printed out, of course, the lovely Belle and my title there. And then this is the background I'm using. It's a 12 by 12 pattern paper in the collection. And I've added 3 of the ribbons and the little magic sprinkles there, and added some drop shadows for depth and dimension. And then I've also printed out a couple of word strips, the banners in the collection, and some of the beautiful florals as well to accent the different areas in the layout. So jumping right into the process here, the first thing that I thought was really awesome was the silhouette. When I brought the stained glass elements into the silhouette, it automatically detected these squares and the other diagonal squares on the other window. It automatically detected those, and I decided that it would be really cool to have it go ahead and cut those little spots out and then back it with vellum for a little extra stained glass element touch. And so I'm just using regular, inexpensive office grade vellum here, just from your office supply store. Definitely nothing fancy or expensive here. And just roughly cutting out the background for that and adhering those down to each of the beautiful stained glass elements. And I loved how this kit gave you the opportunity. The page starter itself has both of these stained glass elements included with it, and then the individual stained glass gives you the opportunity to repeat that across your layout for a really dramatic effect. And this fits so beautifully with the Beauty and the Beast narrative, and just invoking that feeling of the grand ballroom and all of the gorgeous windows that were shown in that beautiful movie, and several editions that have been released as well. Oh, the Beauty and the Beast is my favorite, if you can't tell. And so just getting to experience this dining adventure was amazing. I highly recommend. Akershus is located in Norway. At least I think they're still doing this one. And it does indeed feature all of the princesses. And it's just a beautiful dining atmosphere. Gorgeous, gorgeous venue. And of course, the princesses are all so amazing. They're so beautiful to meet. This is when our children got to meet Belle in 2012. And so definitely having a great time documenting this memory. This will go in River's album, I believe. And I'll have to check and confirm that, because I think I've done this for Asher already. So I'll confirm that before I put them away, of course. But regardless of what album it goes in, look at how beautifully this is shaping up already. I did go ahead and pop up the page starter frame and the photo with foam tape, adding a bit more dimension, and then the separate stained glass elements are just glued directly to the page. And then Belle is going to go over here. Notice how the stained glass element, the page starter anyway, wasn't completely centered on the page. And that was fully intentional to allow the space for Belle on the left-hand side. I also added some of the banners at the top of the page. I love those, locating the Akershus restaurant within Norway there. And then, of course, the florals that I printed here. And I'm going to go ahead and arrange those around the page. The title here refers to dinner, even though there's not necessarily any food in this photo per se, but it was part of this fabulous dinner. And I just love how the gold printed up with all of the sparkles. It's just fantastic. You will note that in the original digital embellishment or title, if you will, there are a couple of extra little stars and sprinkles below the title. But the silhouette kind of cuts those off unless you add the white offset border. So that's kind of why I added the digital sprinkles to the background before I printed it. I think that makes sense. And it also gave the opportunity to add those sprinkles underneath the banners as well and over behind Belle. And so I think that's perfect. I think that's the perfect little repetition of that tiny little detail. And again, adding the drop shadows to those little sprinkles to help them pop off at the off of the page just a little bit. So the florals I'm placing a bit strategically here, a few behind Belle there, as you can see, and a few in between Belle and the title. And this is sort of to unify all of these elements, add a little bit more embellishment, and also to lead your eye around the page, of course, and just for fun. I love adding these. I could just lay here and sit here and keep adding things to this page all day long. Truly, it's so much fun. I always say this about the Kellybell products. They are so vibrant and bold and stand out so beautifully on the page. And I love the way that everything is standing out against that rich red pattern paper. One last little thing, and that's a little bit of a journaling spot here. This piece that I'm working with here and kind of chopping down is a journal card in the collection. And so I cut out just a part of it because I didn't want to use the whole journal card on this page. And I'm just trimming what I have down to fit here in this little space. Notice how this little written block will offset the I love her word strip next to Belle. And again, that concept of balancing, this is a somewhat asymmetrical balance here, right? Because the photo is not centered itself and Belle is off to the other side, but you can still introduce balance through your embellishments. Thanks so much for watching. Of course, I will have links down below. You can see tons more inspiration in the Kellybell Designs Facebook group and on her website as well. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. I will see you back here again real soon. Bye-bye.